Hi there crafters, Louise with you today. Welcome along. I am sharing a new scrapbook layout for Scraptember, but I'm also combining this with the White with One challenge for September, which is a black and white themed mood board. And I seriously love a black and white, so I decided I was going to combine it and film it. I am thoroughly enjoying YouTube at the moment, so I decided that it was going to be a good idea for me to get back into it and start to share a few more videos with you all. You can see that from my stash I have pulled a few black and white little elements. So we've got some paper, which the stars of the paper were inspired by the mood board with the lady with the star. And then I've also pulled some titles. I had these cute little white flowers that I had purchased just at my local discount store. I've got some rub-ons, some cut aparts and some frames. So pretty much all of my favorite things to create with at the moment. So a little bit of fuzzy cutting, frames I tend to be really drawn to at the moment, and you know, if it's a rub-on I pretty much just add to cart straight away because I do love a rub-on. Now, I didn't have a particular idea in mind for how I was going to create this background. I knew straight away what photo I wanted to use in this black and white image from a recent race day where the theme was actually black and white. And I was lucky enough to take out Best Dressed Lady for the day in my black and white styled outfit. So that was kind of fun, and it was the perfect photo accompaniment for this challenge. Now, the Scraptember prompt for the 2nd of September is actually to use a white background. So, of course, for White with One, this tied in perfectly, and I knew straight away what I was going to do. The other part of the White with One challenge was to use washi tape. And the reason I love these challenges so much is because they are just great at prompting you to use items from your stash that you may not have seen for a little while, and washi tape for me was definitely one of those. It's been a little while since I've actually used washi tape on a layout. I tend to be using washi tape as a tape as such, so I'm using it to hold things down, but it was great to get it on a layout and to have a look through my washi stash and play around a little bit with some of the fun things that I have stashed away. Now, this little rub-on sheet is from Simple Stories, and as soon as I saw it, I definitely knew I was going to buy it because I just loved it. The collection that it came from was like a super vintagey kind of collection where it had like heaps of browns and blacks and dark colours in the collection. So I didn't actually buy the collection. I only bought this set of rub-ons, even though I really wanted the collection. But as I said, I'm trying to stash bust as much as I can, and sometimes that works and sometimes I still like to just add to cart. So definitely in this case, yeah, using some stash items is feeling good at the moment. I'm loving Scraptember for that particular reason, and you can see that I'm just using these rub-ons in a really messy sort of way. I think that this particular set of rub-ons would look fabulous as a background stamp, so I'm kind of keeping my eyes open for something along those lines. Once I'm happy with my two little cluster areas, I have a little bit of a play around with the fussy cut elements and try to work out where I'm going to place those and how I'm going to make it all work so it's nice and pleasing to the eye. But you can see that floral cutout does get left off, and I go back to the good old drawing board in terms of finishing this off, and that is to add a little border. So again, using washi tape, fabulous from the stash. I have folded it over into the back of the layout and just popped a little bit of tacky glue on there as well, just to help keep that washi tape in place longer term. Off camera, I have stuck everything down, and the final step is just a little bit of embellishing. So I'm going to pop these little stars on, and then I'm going to pull out my Art by Marlene glitter glue. Sorry, it's not a glue, it's like a glitter pen, and I like to just add a little bit of that sparkle around a couple of different elements on this layout, and I let it dry overnight and come back the next day and actually show you the dried version so you can see that little pop of sparkle on the background. It's quite subtle, but I really do like how it looks. It just adds that little bit extra. So, final stages, I'm going to add, well, I try to add some splatters, but that doesn't quite work out. My splatter is being hard to get along with. So I decide just to pull out some, can't even think of what it's called now. I'm doing, Nuvo drops. So pulling out the Nuvo drops, and I end up sort of just hand doing my splatter because I didn't want my splatters to overtake the page. They had to be quite subtle. So yes, Nuvo drops in black, little pop of those around. Again, just that sort of top area of each cluster to draw your eye. And then that layout is done. So I thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed that. That is a challenge for White with One and Scraptember number 2 white background. If you haven't already, I would love it if you would subscribe, and of course comments are always welcome. So thanks for watching.